catch yesterday?
Well, we were in practice, so when we went to the video room after practice as a team, they all said that Mo caught a pass for a touchdown. So we were doing our scouting report, preparing for Tuesday, and after that was over, everybody they put the replay of it up. So it was really cool. Everybody was going nuts, and just really happy for Mo. You know, there's another great example of a kid that works really hard, does it the right way, and perseveres, and he deserves it. So, and I think I said it to somebody, as good of a catch that was, he's even a better person. And I'm glad it's very rewarding for him and for everybody at VCU and the VCU family. Pretty cool.
What are going to be your biggest objectives tomorrow night? Maybe things you want to tinker with, different lineups you want to see, different things like that?
No, just the next time out in uniform, like black and gold, and then the scrimmage, and now exhibition. Continue to keep improving, having more guys add to our depth, and just get game time. Simulation and be prepared to play. But we're 20 today. Will be 22 practices in, and guys know how we want to play and how we want to go about it. And we've had some great practices, and I think there's a lot of competition in practice now. That if you take a day or two off, guys are going to pass you out and take your minutes. And I think that's been a staple. We didn't have that last year. That's getting better, and our young guys are pushing our older guys, and our older guys are fighting with competing with each other to get more minutes, and I think that brings out the best in you, and that's the habits we got to build. The one thing I want to make sure that we stay aggressive the whole game, and we don't on both sides of the ball, but we don't we take really good shots. It's one thing that's an emphasis. Is we don't want to take good shots. We want to take great team shots.
Is the starting lineup something you're still kind of figuring out as far as your last?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the one thing I think because of the way we play and how fast we'll play, starting the game, I guess getting your name called is cool, but there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to play a lot of minutes, which I think is a strength for us. It's great for morale. I've always said that. We have guys that are young guys or guys that have only been in the program for 1 year that know they're very important to what we do. And I think we have 7 starters right now, but we're going to play 10 guys. And I think that's one thing about our team right now is guys are really competing. They want more minutes all the time, and that's what we need to do in practice. And that's going to carry over to games.
In your system, your ideal fit, do you need 10 guys to run it? Do you need 8?
I like 10. I think 10's a good number, without a doubt, just because, I think you can play some guys that just can give you some really good energy. When there's a lull in the game or we get in foul trouble, having that 9th, 10th, and even 11th at time just ready to go and give us good minutes. And what I love about that is the morale part of it. You get some guys that are playing 8, 9, 10 minutes a game. They're coming into practice the next day. They know they're playing with the game on the line, but they want 12, 14, 15 minutes, and that just brings out the best in everybody. You have to show up and compete. Last year, at times, we did not have that, and then we had injuries, and guys knew that no matter what, they're going to have to play. That's not the case now. If guys aren't playing defense, they're losing minutes. You can hit a couple threes, but if you're not playing defense and you're not pressing, you're not guarding the ball, you can come out. We have guys on the bench that know if I play great on the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to play. And I think that's what we really needed. That's what we really missed last year.
What will be different? What will fans see differently about this team from a year ago?
Well, I think our depth for sure. And then just, we just have some guys that are a little bit bigger and stronger than last year, a little bit older, a little bit more mature. And, this time last year we only had a few guys that were returning, and not even returning as VCU players, just returning as college basketball players. So that, we're a little more mature. We have guys that have had a really good off season that improved their game individually, and I think it helps to our team. And then we better show better on the defensive side of the ball, because we worked so hard on it. I thought in our scrimmage against Georgetown, we guarded much better than we did at any time last year. But that's got to carry over the real time.
That was Saturday, right? You guys.
Yes.
What was maybe some other big takeaways from that?
I thought we rebounded well against a team with pretty good size and good rebounders. I thought we rebounded well. I thought we got the style of play to our style. We got the ball up and down. We got steals that converted into baskets. I think our steal percentage was pretty good, where we were turning them over or making them really work to get the ball up the court, so they didn't have to run a lot of clock in their half-court offense. So then I thought we had some guys off the bench that really helped us and gave us a really good lift.
You hear in the NFL that third preseason game is the dress rehearsal, and coaches like to run, especially rookies, through just to learn about game operations. Is that what you try to do? I mean, the Black and Gold has that element of fun, the scrimmages, but what's smart from an operational standpoint?
Well, look, the Black and Gold is for the guys to get out there in front of the VCU fans. It's really cool. As you saw, I sat there last year. I stopped it more, just trying to get the guys. This year, I let them go. It's a Saturday for Black and Gold to let the guys just let their hair down and go. And there's a purpose to it and all that stuff. What I liked about it was really sloppy, and so watching the tape the next day with the guys, I got their attention. I think that was great. The scrimmage was another step in the right direction. Not where we need to be, but definitely, better than the Black and Gold scrimmage. I like that we played against somebody else and competed, but there's a lot of things we can fix. But there was a lot of good things too. We had a lot of guys contribute, a lot of guys played, and then we definitely messed with some different combinations, and we threw the freshmen out there together and see how some guys would lead them and see how freshman point guard would be with his classmates. So we did a couple different things like that. I think it's good. And now this game that we're treating this as a real game because you have a chance to put the scoreboard on and your uniforms on, and even though it is a dress rehearsal, it's an opportunity to play with your teammates, and this is why you do all the work you do for nights like tomorrow and get the guys really excited to play.
At the beginning of the season last year, you mentioned that your goal in the motion offense was the not to call plays that the guys are able to kind of initiate on their own. A year later, obviously you lost Johnny, but where do you feel you kind of are? How far along are you with some of that thing?
Well, guys are of course more familiar, just working on a year and getting better. We'll still call stuff because we have certain guys that we want to make sure get certain shots and certain scoring opportunities. So there's definitely some things we want to do that way, but we definitely want to play off of each other and allow guys to really have freedom to play and make decisions. The biggest thing with the freedom of playing and running a motion game and being hard to guard is you got to have the responsibility to take care of the ball. And taking care of the ball is not turning it over, especially live turnovers, and not taking bad shots. And I can live with a couple quick shots as long as they're not bad shots. And we just got to have a good balance of all that. I think the biggest thing with our motion offense is it continues to get better and better with time. And when you add new guys to it, it's sometimes a little bumpy, but we want to make sure that we're always getting better and better because it's really hard to guard because it's no set pattern, no special design to it. We have some ideas out of our motion, but we want to let our guys play with great freedom and aggressiveness. And I think it's hard to guard.
How crucial is ball movement out of that? You mentioned the black ball, 50-point game you guys play.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Most coaches, and if you talk to coaches that run motion, you want to reverse the ball 1, 2, 3 times. The more you reverse it, the harder you are to guard. You want to have great spacing. You want to be able to screen people away from the ball that has the defense late guarding their man, late in rotations, missing the side of the ball. All that stuff in motion plays into getting a good shot. And I think that's just stuff we got to continue to work on. And some days we're really good moving the ball, and then some days I like to say it sticks. But we want to keep the ball hot, and we want to have guys be moving, getting each other open all the time. And when you see the ball stick sometimes, then as a coach, you got to take over the offense a little bit to get it moving. But our guys are getting better and better at it. So it's not something you learn overnight. And you don't become great at it just by 22 practices. It takes a lot of time, but I really think it's a good way for us to play, especially because we're always going to push in transition. And then when we stay in motion, you can continually attack and not let the defense reset. And if the defense can't reset, that's when you get them in scramble mode. And when they're scrambling, that's when you have good opportunities to score.
Coach, how's Marcus's progression in this one?
Good. Yeah, he participated a little bit last week in practice, moving around pretty well. If you ask Marcus, he's ready to play 40 minutes tonight. But he's doing a great job. Our new trainer, Dennis Williams, who came from the Hornets, has done a great job of getting him moving and feeling good about himself. And we're going to follow the plan of Dr. Lochran, and we're getting closer to getting him on the court, getting him out there every day. But he's doing a really good job.
Do you have a target as to when you want to, or are you really not putting anything on that season?
Yeah, sooner than later. Sure. But like the one thing about coming back, last year when he came back, we weren't in a hurry because he was sitting out as a transfer, so we weren't in a hurry. Now very quickly he got himself going and was in practice and was involved in everything. We want to make sure we get to that point, but we got to make sure it's not about the next game or the first game. It's about making sure he's right for good, and that's it. And I told his dad on the phone the other day, and I tell him if we're going to make the same decision for him as if it was my own son, because that's how I feel. And we're going to make the right decision because he has a lot of basketball ahead of him beyond VCU, and we don't want this to be a lingering injury because we got back. We're going to listen to the experts and go from there. But he is doing very well.
Work with his conditioning, because I don't know how you recover from the injury. Is it more of a sprinting, explosiveness thing you have to watch? But dealing with anything with the legs, how do you?
It's the conditioning part contributes to him just doing more and more. So you do the rehab, you do the explosiveness, you start getting that back. But now when that starts failing or is because of conditioning, not because it's injured or he re-injured it, it's just tired because he hasn't done anything as well as his quads, his hamstrings, his calf. So they do his physical therapy and his explosiveness training, and then he does some conditioning. And now it's a combination of they're conditioning him to fatigue him, so now he could do his rehab and his explosiveness while his body is somewhat fatigued, and that's how you build that the rest of the body around his Achilles as well. So, but he's running. I mean, he's in practice. There's times he's in there for consecutive plays and then comes out. He's doing more and more of that. He's sprinting on the side, the Versa machine, which is a special training machine that we have that. It's a conditioner. It's a full body conditioning machine. It's like a mountain climber. If you ever do it, I recommend it. It's hard as can be. It doesn't take you're not on there long because it wears you out quick. He's been doing that, and that's great because it's not a pounding on his joints and on his body, but it's a great cardiovascular conditioner. And he's just doing more and more. So the biggest thing is we want him to do more and more, but be in tune with his body. Because what you don't do is you don't sit out for 5.5 months, jump right back into it, and don't think other parts of your body are going to be okay. I mean, he's going to be sore all over his body because it's a jump in playing, it's a jump into conditioning and all that. So we just got to be smart. But he's done a great job, and he's following the plan of our trainer, and Dennis has done a great job getting him. Guy's dunking two hands already. And he's up on the rim. He's guarding guys in practice, moving well. He wants to do more and more, which is great mentally as well.
The return of Gilmore, how has he fit?
Thought he played great in the scrimmage. Just gives us great emotion and energy. And, I talk about it. You love guys that have enthusiasm to be here. He has that, and he's very appreciative. But, he was so excited in the black and gold scrimmage. He was all over the place, and I loved it because he wasn't too cool for school. Like, I'm too good for this. He was so excited to be back in the Siegel Center, and And you could tell by his play because he was all over the place, but it was great. And he knew, he's all right, now I got to get in the swing of things. And he just brought great energy, being an older guy. He could block some shots, he could run the court, he could finish on the rim, step back and shoot threes. And his voice and his energy really carries over his teammates. And you want to coach guys that love being where they're at, and he loves being here.
I know it's kind of moving to a little bit more of a leadership role.
Yeah.
How's he kind of taking that on, maybe being more vocal and being that guy that other guy to look to now?
Right. I think the number one rule in to be a great leader is to take care of your own stuff, and he's done that. He's done a great job of getting better, being in the gym more than anybody, taking care of his body, really doing a good job nutrition-wise. He's an upperclassman, and he knows that his teammates need him at all times. But before your teammates can count on you, you got to be able to take care of your own stuff, and he's absolutely done that. How much he's changed since the day we got here till now has been unbelievable, and it shows in his energy on the court, his action, the way he talks to his teammates, and he just brings a really good spirit to what we do, and he competes. Like he hates to lose, and that helps. And he's a big part of us having success this year. He's got to be a really good player, but he's also got to lead his teammates as well. So he's a really good teammate too.
Anything else, guys?
Can you tell you had Saturday and you had tomorrow night with the guys getting sick of just banging up on each other?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we play so much in practice and keep score with everything, so it's so competitive. So, all spring, summer, fall, they're playing against each other, guarding each other. Like, if we run a play or we run an action in our motion game, the defense knows it. So they're cheating the play and beating up on each other and holding each other because they're not letting them get to the spot that they want to go. It happens all over the country at this time of the year. But so they were excited about Saturday just to play against somebody else, and some of the stuff we ran was surprising to the other team. And it worked. So that stuff. I mean, the guys are just excited to be able to play now, and you work this hard in the off season, you beat each other up all season, all preseason and summer long to get to this point where they can play some real games. So they're pumped. They're pumped.
It's like a message or a mantra that this team has taken upon themselves.
Yeah, get out of your own way. I think our biggest opponent all year long will be is get out of your own way. Don't be so sensitive. Don't complain. Don't make excuses. Find a way. Next play mentality. The biggest thing. I think I like where we're going when it comes to competitiveness, and the guys do a good job. They really like each other. They spend a lot of time around each other on and off the court. They really celebrate each other's successes. But like any 18 to 22-year-old, there's times when things don't go your way. You get in your own way, and that to me is very important. That was a big thing we addressed all off season. That don't tell me how good of a player you want to be when you're in your own way to be there, to get there. And so that's really important to me. And get rid of the noise. Everybody in this program, we are 100% locked in on helping our guys move forward, and our guys know that. And so you got to get out of your own way so you can allow us to coach you and push you and take care of you. And that's the mantra big time this year is let's make sure we don't beat ourselves. If somebody is going to beat us, it's because they beat us on their best day. And let's make sure that we're taking care of our own stuff. It's a long mantra, but
Is that a T-shirt?
I was rolling there.